It's always been a little awkward coming back home. For all the reasons, I regret this one the most.
I was so afraid you weren't going to make it in time.
I made it, Mom.
Thank you. A little scruffy, aren't we?
Yeah, don't worry. I'll shave before tomorrow.
Are you hungry?
No,
I can make you something
I'm gonna
to eat.
I'm gonna go upstairs and get settled a little bit. I'll come back down and we'll talk.
Johnny, I'm glad you're home. I love you.
Me too, Mom.
And like I said on the phone, it would be nice if you could say something.
I don't know.
The hardest thing for me was loving two men that couldn't come to common ground. My husband, who I'm supposed to support and stand by no matter what, and you, my son, the world's most precious gift. How could I choose sides? The least you can do is find just one good thing to say about him.
Okay.
Thank you. Are you okay?
I'm doing all right.
I pray for you all the time.
Thanks, Mom. I'm gonna go upstairs and just get some rest. Maybe think about what I'm gonna say tomorrow.
Okay. Johnny, I'm so glad you're home.
Son again, you're throwing an abortion.
It's only $100.
It's only $100.
You spend more than that every time you go out to play golf. Why can't you just help me get home?
Home, home, home. Tell me, John, where's home? You belong here. This is your home.
This is not where I belong. This is the last place I belong. What the hell is wrong with you, old man?
You don't talk to me like that, little boy. And my problem is the fact that you're pissing away your life and you got nothing to show for it.
You don't know anything about me.
No, you're right. I don't know anything about you because you keep running from me.
This right here. This is why I hate coming back. I can't stand talking to you. All you ever do is put me down and try to hold me back. You never approve of anything I want to do, and you always think you know what's best for me. Well, you know what? You're wrong more often than you know. You don't know anything about me, but you're always judging me. Get over it and leave me alone.
Leave you alone? Okay. Good luck finding your way home.
You know, sometimes I can't stand you.
And sometimes I hate you.
Say it again.
I hate you.
What do you say about a man whose last words to you were, "I hate you"? This day came too soon for us. We didn't have time to make amends for the things we said. I just hope that wherever you are, you know that I didn't mean it.
And I hope you didn't mean the things that you said either. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. And even when I tried to forget, you'd always flaunt them in my face. I know you meant well. I know you had good intentions. I only wish you could have accepted who your son had chosen to be. You were right about a lot of things. I was running. I was scared. I may not have amounted to much, but I was always your son. Whenever my life feels like it's at its lowest point, I have one thing I can always look back on. One thing that helps me get through the hard times. I was 6. Went to the park to try to play baseball with some of the other kids. Had nice clean clothes, brand new glove. I asked them if I could play, and they all just laughed and told me to go away. Went home crying. Told my father about what had happened, and he told me to wait outside and throw the ball around for a little bit. About 10 minutes later, he came out and told me to get in the car. Drove me downtown to where the Chimps were having practice. Next thing I know, we're out on the field. He's asking a couple of the guys if they won't mind throwing the ball around with me. For the next hour, spent throwing the ball around with the entire team. That was the best day. That was the best day we ever had together. Love you, Dad.
Johnny Callahan, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Kylie, it's been a long time.
4 years?
Wow, Sasha. That was 4 years ago. Why does it funerals always bring us together? I'm sorry, that was rude.
Yeah, it's okay. Come give me a hug. Diane, it's good to see you looking so well.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. I miss him so much.
Thank you. Me too. How are you doing?
Good, really good.
And the job understands the time off?
Yeah, they're great about it. I explained to them the whole situation and they understand completely.
Kylie came down a couple of weeks ago, and when your father first was in the hospital, and she stayed with me and helped me out.
It was awful nice of her.
It's the least I could do for my surrogate mother. I still owe you for those hundreds of meals you cooked for me growing up.
You're such a sweet girl. Excuse me.
Four years and you still don't have anything to say to me? I mean, even after the funeral, I came out to talk to you and you just left.
Yeah, well, yeah, you see...
And when your father was admitted to the hospital, I came down for a couple of weeks and I waited for you. You didn't even show up. That's not cool. It's not the Johnny Callahan I remember.
I couldn't. I didn't have the money.
Nice try. You know your mom would have paid for you if you wanted to come.
I know. Truth is, it's because 'cause I was scared.
It's nice to see you still won't lie to me. Want to go outside and talk?
I like that. Looks like you're not doing too badly for yourself.
This? It's not too bad. I like it. I think it makes me look kind of sexy.
You look sexy driving that old Delta 88 you used to run around in high school.
You think so? Wish more guys would feel that way.
What? Guys were all over you.
Yeah, but not the ones I wanted. So, how long are you going to be in town? Where are you going when you leave? Where were you last before you got here? When strange hairs started growing on your body, who was the first person you told before your parents? If you trust me with that kind of information, Johnny, you can tell me where you've been. I've been worried about you. Your mom's been worried sick. Yeah, you send the occasional postcard, and the 5-minute phone calls are nice, but it's impossible to catch up on months of time in just a few minutes. I understand there were issues between your dad and you, and that lately they had gotten worse, but don't ignore your mom. If you don't want to call and talk to me, that's fine. I understand that. If you didn't want to call and talk to your dad, that's understandable. But don't punish your mother. She loves you. She's always loved you. She's never turned her back on you. You are all she has left. Don't forget that.
You're right. I'll try to do better.
Don't try. Do better. That'll be good enough. So, do you want to go out for drinks?
You know there's only one bar here in town, and if I go in there tonight, I'm gonna end up dead. Can we go someplace else? Look, I'll explain later.
Well, we could go back to my hotel.
Hotel? Aren't you staying with your parents?
Well, if you would have kept in touch with me, you would have known that my parents moved back to Boston 6 months after Sasha's murder. They ran away too.
So, about that hotel?
The Marchetti, room 215.
What time?
Give me an hour. You can come anytime after that.
I'll be there.
Never could catch a football.
We can't all be all-state running backs. That's why I played basketball and led the state in assists.
It's good to see you, John.
Lloyd, I didn't expect to see you here.
Well, your dad got me my job with Lichty Tungate and Associates.
He did?
Yeah, I guess he had some major pull with Reginald Tungate, one of the senior partners. Reginald used to clerk for your dad while he was in college, so that's how he got his start. Put a long story short, your dad used to have coffee with everybody at the new supermarket every morning, a bunch of guys, and my dad was one of them. And once he heard that I was graduating from law school, he said he'd help me find a job, and he did. So I figured this was the least I could do for him.
Well, that was nice of you. He would have appreciated it. I appreciate it. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, man. Where have you been?
Times have changed. I guess I've changed too.
Hey, man, I'm having dinner with Mike, Dave, Lee, and Joe, man. You should come along. Catch up.
I would, but I gotta stay with my mom for a while, and I'm supposed to get together with Kylie later tonight.
She's a hell of a woman, man. You're a lucky guy.
Yeah, we were just friends.
And you should regret that. Look, fine. If you can't come to dinner tonight, why don't we have lunch later this week?
I don't know. I don't know how long I'm gonna be in town.
Fine. Let's have lunch tomorrow. Look. We're gonna have lunch tomorrow. We'll go to the Langmer now. Around noon. How about that? Catch up.
All right, I'll be there.
All right. Tomorrow. Noon. Langburn out. It's good to see you.
You too. I'll see you tomorrow. Made plans to see Kylie tonight. Are you gonna be okay?
John, your father's dead. I'm not. I'm in perfect health. And if I get lonely, I'll just call one of the girls. Things have been so hectic around here lately that a night of peace and quiet would be wonderful. Besides, you and her need some time. There's a lot of catching up to do. So, go have a good time and I'll see you in the morning.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too.
Service was nice. It was good.
How soon until you come home?
Not sure. A couple of days, maybe.
Why? What else is left for you there?
I don't know. They're settling the will tomorrow, and I have to at least stick around long enough to see if he left me anything. And I don't want to leave until I know my mom's going to be okay.
Well, do you think he left you any money?
I doubt it. Maybe a couple lumps of coal, knowing that man.
Well, I miss you.
I miss you too, baby.
I'd like for you to come home as soon as you can.
I'll see what I can do.
Well, if it's gonna be that long, just don't even worry about it at all.
Sorry about the mess. I'm not used to living out of one room for such a long period of time.
Yeah, well, it's actually pretty much what I expected. Remember, I used to see your room when we were kids, and this is a lot cleaner than that.
God, yes. I've only taken about a quarter of my clothes. The rest are strewn about the floor at home. Would you like a beer?
Sure. Thanks.
Where have you been? Second, why can't you go back into O'Rourke's?
Okay. Where have I been? That's easy. After Sasha's funeral, I took off south. Spent about a year in Fort Lauderdale. Nobody was really playing cards in that town, so I just, would hang out at the local pool halls. There's this one, Mayor's Tavern. I used to go in there, and there's this bar right in the middle of the main room, and then you go back, and there's this little room in the back, and just one pool table. And as tends to happen, I ran my mouth off a little too often, and this guy I shot stick with, he had told me about San Diego. Stopped off in LA for about a week, but really not my kind of people. Just too busy there for me. Made it to San Diego, and that was definitely my kind of people. Got a job working for this guy Sergio and his family, and they were gardeners. And I paid pretty well, and eventually I just ended up moving in with them, and Sergio didn't make me pay rent, so it was a pretty sweet deal.
So you flew all the way back here from San Diego?
Charleston, South Carolina, yeah. One day, INS comes knocking on Sergio's door. Turns out, Sergio and his family aren't exactly legal, so I figured the best place for me was on the other side of the country. So I got a legitimate job, working on a boat, going out and collecting fish all day long.
Sounds like a fun job.
It's a paycheck.
Does anything interesting happen in Charleston?
No. On to the next question. Why can't I go into O'Rourke's? Everybody knows O'Rourke's is owned by the O'Rourke brothers. What everybody doesn't know is that the summer before I went to college, I used to go in to O'Rourke's after hours and hang out. I used to go in there late at night and shoot pool with some of the other regulars. There was this guy hustled down at the rec center, and he said he would talk to Pat O'Rourke about letting me come in and maybe do some work. He told me Pat wasn't one for abiding by the law, and I may be able to get in and hustle some guys there as long as I shared some of the take with Pat. So it all worked out, and Pat and I became pretty good friends. For a while. That'll be another $200. Thanks for playing, fellas. It's been fun.
How about one more game? You up for it,
You
kid?
serious?
Win our money back?
Win your money back. We just took you for $1,000 in 5 games. And now you want to bet all that on one more.
No, $3 grand.
You got yourself a game. However, I'm going to have to see this money. It's not that I don't trust you, but hell, I don't know you. And see this guy over here? He's already on probation. And I would hate to see him go to jail for something as trivial as this.
Whoa, wait a minute. If you're gonna play us like this, we're gonna play by the same rules. We're gonna take your money, put it in one of the pockets. None of us should be holding that kind of cash. Fair enough?
Fair enough. Satisfied?
Let's just play some pool. Alright, call it.
No. I'm going to let you have this one.
So let me get this straight. You're the big pool hustler around here, aren't you?
Something like that. Still want this game?
Oh, yeah. Kid, there's a couple things I'm going to have to teach you about playing pool. And I hate to be the one to do it, but you need to learn how to hustle. Because number one, don't play with your own cue. Only pros have their own cues. Do not sit around shooting by yourself all night. I sat up there for an hour watching you before I even came down to think about playing you. I knew you. I knew your stroke. I knew how you played. I knew everything. Don't let your opponent find that out. Oh, look at that. Oh, man, I'm getting lucky this game. But let's review tonight real quick. What were you? First you were 100 up, and you were 200 up, and you were 500 up. Right now you're 1,000 up. But you're about to be broke. And that, my friend, is a lesson in pool hustling. And just for you, I'll shoot this one right-handed.
Feeling satisfied now?
Gentlemen, stick around for a minute. Have a drink with me. We'll talk a little business. Have a seat at the bar. There's a bottle on the counter. One moment. Come on. $2,000. Sorry! You're goddamn right you're sorry. You're $2,000 worth of sorry.
Come on, I can make the money back.
You can make it back? You damn well better. But I tell you what, you ain't making it back in here. Only reason your underage ass ever set foot in my bar was because I was told I could make money off you. One game. One goddamn game. I lost everything I've made in the last couple weeks. You don't come back near my bar till you got my $2,000.
$2,000.
$2,000.
Where do you expect me to hustle that kind of money in this town? You know, the only place I make good money is here. Down at the rec center, I was making about $10 a day. Where do you expect me to go?
'Cause I care. Sounds like you got a predicament, kid, and you better solve it. And I mean soon.
You gotta be kidding me. I get screwed one time, and now you're trying to bully me around? This is ridiculous. If you won't let me make my money back here, you're never gonna see that money.
Shut up! Shut up! I tell you something, kid. I was there the night they broke Fast Eddie's wrist. They didn't break it because he was hustling. They broke it because he hustled badly. You ain't half the bull player he ever was. So I do you a favor. I'm only gonna break half your hand. You ever come back here without my $2,000, I'll take off your whole arm. Now get off my parking lot, you piece of shit. You're blocking up the handicap spots.
I cannot believe you lied to me.
I had to. I couldn't tell anyone what I was doing. Pat was real specific about that. He only let me come in after 2 a.m. when he started kicking everybody else out. He let a select few people stay and, you know, anybody who he thought might be a good hustle. I wanted to tell you.
So you still owe him money?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen $2,000 all at once since that night.
Oh my God.
What is that supposed to mean?
I've heard some rumors. Pat has killed off little George, you know, the mob boss here in town, and everyone associated with him, and now Pat's got all the power.
That's beautiful. So you're telling me that now I owe money to the mob? Well, now I can really never go back into O'Rourke's.
John, what were you thinking?
It was good money. And I was just a kid. I mean, do you remember how stupid I was as a kid? Do you remember how stupid I was the first time we met?
Army men.
Army men.
It was the summer before first grade, and I thought girls were icky.
My father had just moved us to the neighborhood, and I was sick of being around my sisters. So I went for a walk down the street.
You mind if I play with you?
You're a girl, you don't play Army Man.
I do too. And I'll tell you the first thing to do in Army is replace the sniper guy in the back of the pack when he should be up front and hit him.
But I wanted the bazooka guys up front so they could blow away all the bad guys first.
Look, these guys, the sniper guys, their job is to blow away as many of the bad guys as possible. Once the bad guys start figure out where they're at and start moving towards them, that's when these guys come to play. And then the bazooka guys pop up and blow away all their vehicles and things. So, do you think I can play with you? My name's Kylie Jones. My family moved in down the street last week.
I saw you guys moving in. You guys have a cool car.
You like it? Brand new Corvette. 350 cubic inch engine with 200 horsepower. 4-speed automatic. Red exterior with a charcoal interior.
It was a shame when that got hit.
Stupid drunk driver.
I mean, you know, the new vet was great and all, but nothing compared to the old classic. So, what's it like actually living in the big city?
It's nice. There's a lot more people. I always have to make appointments for my hair and nails now, unlike when I used to be able to walk in and see Barb anytime I wanted to. There's also other things, like it was so weird getting used to parking in a garage and taking an elevator up to my apartment, or giving the valet driver my car keys and trusting him with my car. Total stranger. It was kind of scary. But there's also some pluses. There's bigger malls and more stores.
Yeah, I remember when you broke my heart, telling me that you didn't want to get your new clothes all dirty and you wouldn't play with me.
I was 13 and very in love with the new kids.
Yeah.
Which I won't bring up a certain teenager whose video I saw of him lip syncing to a certain white rapper and his one-hit wonder.
Well, it's amazing what a little alcohol can do, isn't it?
This is vodka.
This is what your dad drinks.
Yeah, but I usually only see him drinking it when he's sad or mad.
I'm not sad about anything.
Of course you are. The Chimps lost today again. I know I'm sad.
Oh, yeah, they did.
See, we are sad about something, so we're gonna drink this.
Okay. It looks like water. I wonder what it tastes like.
You ready to find out? 1, 2, 3. My mouth is burny. Mine too. I think I'll stick to soda pop.
It's been so long since I've been on a bed this nice.
I can't believe the life you've led. It's crazy.
Hey, I remember you used to be the crazy one. If I recall, you're the one who wanted to build a raft and go sailing down Patterson River. And if I recall correctly, you're the one that didn't realize that we'd be walking 17 miles back.
Thank God Pastor Goodrum was driving by that afternoon.
Yeah, well, after about the first half mile, I thought I was going to cry.
You know, I kind of miss that little Johnny Callahan who wasn't afraid to cry. Don't give me that look. You know what I mean. When we got to high school, you just became void of all emotion. You became Mr. Tough Guy with all your tough friends.
Like you didn't change. Little Miss, I'm so popular. All the boys want to go out with me and all the boys want to sleep with me.
You know I didn't want it to be that way.
Well, I didn't want to be one of the tough guys. It just looked that way because of the people I hung out with. I mean, you knew that.
Yes, I did. And I still do.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. 4 years, you haven't seen me, and you still think you know me.
I do. That's what makes us such a great team.
Yeah, well, we used to be a great team until someone broke said team up.
You're never gonna let me live that down.
I can close my eyes and remember it like it was yesterday.
Somebody's pretty excited about being late.
I got in. Wall City University, here I come.
So you got into the business school?
Not yet. They only accept 3 freshmen a year, and my GPA is in the top 5, so I'll probably get in next semester.
That's great. At least one of us is doing something.
What are you talking about? You're doing something too.
Yeah, right. Charlie Downey University. I don't think they reject anyone. And let's not forget, I'm rooming with Larry Mackenzie. Our room's going to be a non-stop party. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to keep my GPA up enough to stay on the team.
Look, first of all, it doesn't matter that they accept everyone because you're getting a full ride, and that's better than any of those other dumb colleges. And second of all, I heard the teachers there will pass you real easy.
Yeah, well, I don't want a free ride.
What are you talking about? Is this the John I know from high school? The one that wouldn't even open a book? The one that wouldn't write a report? You're gonna be fine.
Is that what you really think of me?
Don't get like this. You know what I meant. You're gonna be fine. And if you ever need anything, you can call me.
What happened to your hand?
It's nothing. I was being careless and stupid with some of the guys. So, you're really leaving, huh?
In a few minutes.
You know, in our whole lives, we've never spent more than 2 weeks apart.
I know. I don't know how I'm gonna deal.
It's gonna be hard. At least for me.
Shut up, you know it's gonna be hard for me too. Charlie Downey and Wall City are only 200 miles apart. That's a 3-hour drive max.
Well, promise me this. You and me, Thanksgiving dinner. After we get done with our parents. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Not as much as you think, since we're going to be talking all the time.
You know I'm gonna miss you like crazy, right?
Part of me already misses you. You've been my rock for the past 10 years. Anytime I needed you, you were seconds away. You've done everything for me. I owe you so much.
You don't owe me anything. You're my best friend. You know I'd do anything for you.
It's almost like we're soulmates. You've always treated me so wonderfully. Only my boyfriends would have been treated me just half as well as you treated me. I hope someday I meet somebody just like you.
So did you really mean what you said that day?
About you being my soulmate? I'll believe it till the day I die. I've never felt the same way about anybody else. Any other guy I've ever dated has always found something wrong with me. There was this one guy, I dated him, and he always thought that I didn't take enough time getting dressed. He would actually take me back to the mirror afterward, after I got dressed, and point out everything I'd ever done wrong. Yeah. Needless to say, he lasted 2.5 dates. I kicked him out before the 3rd date. But with you, you're different. I hope that one day I meet somebody that's just like you.
So, no boyfriend right now?
There's this one guy. He's nice, but what about you? Do you have a lucky lady?
I don't know if she'd consider herself lucky. But I am living with this girl down in Charleston. Her brother works with me at the docks. And he's a really nice guy. And his sister, Melinda, she was with this real loser, and he moved out on her, and she got stuck with an apartment she couldn't afford. So Greg, he knew that I needed a place to stay. I was in some pay by the week at the hotel. So, you know, he told her about me, and she agreed to let me move in. You know, things started happening between us from there. I mean, I think she was a little bit insecure, and I was, you know, this new guy who had just come in, and she knew pretty much where I was going to be most of the time. And, you know, I hadn't been with anybody for a while, and it didn't bother me that some girl was showing interest. It's actually kind of nice.
So you're happy?
Not unhappy. I mean, we have our problems. Like, she's got a big issue with the hustling.
So you're still hustling. After all these years, you still haven't grown out of it.
It's part of me. I mean, it's part of my life. I go somewhere and there's cards or pool, and I'm just drawn to it. It's like some magnetic attraction. I was at this place one night. I took $20 and made it into $400 within an hour.
And your girlfriend isn't happy when you come home with a wad of cash?
Oh no, she loves when I come home with money. I mean, that money bought her a whole new wardrobe. She just hates when I go out to gamble or hustle or whatever. And she loves when I bring money home, but when I leave, she says I better not lose or don't even bother coming back.
She sounds like a real winner.
Stop it. You never think any of the girls I date are good enough.
They never are. Every single time you bring home a girl, it's just trash.
You think so? Well, who would be the right girl for me?
According to your father, me.
Yeah, I've heard this before. He'd never shut up about it.
He mentioned it to me once too.
Hi, Mr. Callahan. Flowers for the wife.
I wish I had a boyfriend to buy me flowers.
I bet if Johnny was here, he'd buy you flowers.
I bet he would too, and for no reason at all. He's the sweetest guy I've ever known.
So why didn't you ever date?
Mr. Callahan, what are you getting at?
It's just that I'd like to see Johnny settle down. Diane and I enjoy having you around, and it would have been nice to have you as part of the family.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
It's just that you've grown up together. You've always been together. I'm a little surprised nothing's ever happened.
I don't think I'm John's type.
You could be Johnny's type. The kid doesn't have a type. He doesn't know what he wants with life. You could have made him settle down and got him out of this phase.
Does anyone know where he is right now?
No, he called his mother about 3 months ago and said he was living in the Midwest, Iowa or something. He told her that he was making really good money and that he hoped to be home around Christmas time. We haven't heard anything since then. He hasn't called you?
God, it's been over a year since I've heard from him. Last spring, he sent me a postcard from Tijuana. He said he was on vacation and was thinking about me. I'll tell you if I hear from him. Will you let me know if he shows up anytime?
Will do.
Bye, Mr. Callahan.
My father's crazy. I cannot believe he'd say something like that to you. What were you thinking, old man? Why did you always think you knew what was right for me? Why couldn't I ever be right? You know, he said the exact same thing to me when we were still in high school.
John, you've got to take better care of your car. When the indicator light comes on, pull over and stop then. Would have saved about $300.
Look, I'm sorry. I was on the interstate. What do you want to pull over in the middle of the interstate?
Yes.
Look, can we just get this done? I have a date tonight and I'd like to be able to use the car.
Who's the girl?
Sarah Lucas. What? You haven't even met her.
It's not that. I'm sure she's a great girl. I'm waiting for the day when you tell me you're taking out Kylie.
Kylie? You want me to start dating Kylie? Oh man, you're crazy.
John, you've known her for 10 years. You know what she likes and what she doesn't like. You know what turns her on and off. If there's anybody on the planet you're meant to be with, it's her. She's a wonderful girl, unlike some of that other trash you brought home.
You know, you haven't been on a date in like 30 years. You're probably the last person I'm going to be taking advice from about this.
I just had a date last Friday. I took your mother out for dinner and a movie. And I got a good night kiss.
You know, I'll never understand you. You always think you have to be right.
I am right. If there's two people on the planet that are meant to be together, it's you and her. You're denying it.
Sad thing, he was right. I mean, he was right about you being the one that could settle me down. I wouldn't have done anything for you.
I know. And you have. I wouldn't have been able to get through some things without you. Like Steve.
You'd think a show called Little Folks would portray children in a better way. They're so mean to that poor little boy, calling him blockhead and stuff. It gets annoying.
Come on, a cynical, sarcastic, bald-headed kid in a zigzag sweater. Who could ask for anything more?
I like spending some Friday nights alone, but I often find myself questioning what you have for us to do. You prefer this over going to a party? Sometimes you confuse me.
What's going on out here?
Dad, it's Kylie. Kylie? I need you to tell me what happened. Tell me where you went tonight. Who did this to you? Kylie. Tell me what happened. Please. Tell me what happened.
You and I went to Larry and Mackenzie's party tonight.
It's okay.
He was drinking with a guy. I guess he had a lot to drink. Got really, really drunk. I wasn't totally sober. He ended up down the stairs in the bedroom. I thought we were just going to fool around. And Steve, I guess he was thinking of something else. Just started out innocent. We were just doing stuff we'd always done. And Steve started doing new stuff. I told him to stop. I guess he wouldn't. I guess he had too much to drink. He started taking off my clothes. And I yelled at him to stop. He just stripped my clothes off. Then he put his hand over my mouth to keep me quiet. He took his hand away, and he said that if I made any noise, he'd kill me. He then said that he loved me, and that he always wanted to be with me.
struggled, he'd hit me and yell at me to shut up. Then he put his hand over my mouth again so I wouldn't scream. And he raped me.
Sally, take care of Kylie. Get her cleaned up. Put her in some of my clothes or something. Call the cops. Tell them to get over to Mackenzie's right away.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna handle this!
Don't go and do something stupid, John.
Stupid? You mean like raping somebody? No, I'm not gonna do anything stupid.
John!
I love your party. Larry Mackenzie parties are so cool. Dude, I am so right. I need another beer. Cool, and bro. I got one right here. Yeah. Hey, Johnny!
I'll always remember that night, mostly for bad reasons, but I'll never forget what you did.
Yeah, well, neither would he.
What were you thinking?
I wasn't. He raped Kylie. Think I'm gonna let him get away with something like that?
The police didn't need you interfering, making a scene. Now there's a lawsuit against you. This'll be with you forever.
I'm not worried about it. You're a lawyer, you have lawyer friends. This won't result in anything more than a slap on the wrist, maybe some community service. I can do both. As long as he gets put away for what he did, they can give me whatever punishment they want. I don't care.
Do you realize Kylie's not pressing charges against Steve?
What?
I bet you didn't think for 1 second how this reflects on me. I bet you didn't think how you weren't just ruining your name, but mine as well.
Bullshit, I can't ruin anyone's name but my own.
Your name is my name. I will always be known as the father of Jon Callahan. Everything you do does reflect on me.
Well, they're my choices, not yours. You can't control me.
You're 18 years old. I can control you, and I will. You couldn't survive 10 minutes on the outside. You couldn't get a job. You're lucky you have parents like your mother and I who support you. Parents who understand your need to play basketball, even if it means not getting a job. You've got to start thinking how you're going to make some money. You can't live off of us forever. You're about to graduate. Grow up.
I am grown up. I'm doing things you don't even know about for money. And I'm doing just fine. When's the last time I asked you for money? It's been a long time, hasn't it?
So what are you into? Drugs? You're a dealer? Is that what you're going to be in court for next? What is it?
It's not drugs.
So, what is it? Tell your father how you're going to make all this money so that you don't need him anymore.
It's none of your business.
never understand that, man. Always trying to tell me what to do and how to live my life.
You actually think that if you would have listened to him, your life would be any different?
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't be as happy as I am.
You're happy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm happy with my life. I don't hate it. I mean, I don't have to report to the same boss every day for 40 years and then retire. I'm in control of my destiny. If I don't like what I'm doing today, I can change where I am and do something else.
You're full of shit. Do you actually think that hustling is a way to get through life?
That's what I'm good at. You want to know a secret? You were the first person I ever hustled. Towards the end of our first summer, the basketball game.
You mean the one where I totally destroyed you?
Too bad you can't shoot as well as you can dribble.
I hate to tell you, but I let you win.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Whatever. You're just mad because you got beat by a girl.
You really think so? Then let's make a bet.
What's the bet?
I'll stand right here and shoot. If I make it, I win and you owe me.
Owe you what?
How about a kiss?
Ew, you want me to kiss you?
That's the bet.
What do I get if you miss?
If I miss, I'll buy you ice cream every night this week.
You're on, and tonight I want an ice cream sandwich.
Don't count on it.
That was so lucky. You can never do it again.
I don't have to. The bet was one shot and I made it.
Fine.
Are you telling me that my first kiss was the result of a hustle? I can't believe this. If you tell me that my second kiss was the result of a hustle, so help me God, I will...
The second one was real. The only reason why I did it the first time is because I just wanted to kiss you so badly and I was too chicken to ask.
Johnny Callahan, are you telling me that you had a crush on me?
Yeah.
So the rumors were real?
Wait a minute. There were rumors about you having a crush on me too. What was the truth behind those?
Honey, there's a reason why you've never done well with women. It's because you don't know the first thing about reading them. Maybe my first kiss was the result of a hustle, but my second kiss was because I baited you.
Are you beating him?
Don't I always?
No, you don't.
Word of advice, son. Always let the woman win. Even if she loses, tell her she won. We're going to go to a movie down at the Van Pelt Theater. We called Kylie's parents, and you're to go there after you're done playing Army. And then we'll come by and pick you up, okay? I'm serious, Johnny. No wild adventures. No going down to the creek. You go to the Joneses, all right?
I heard you.
It'll be fine. You need to get going.
Your parents are so cute.
Ooh, no they aren't.
Really, they are, at least compared to my parents. My father comes home from work every day, drinks something called vodka, falls asleep in his chair, and my mother just does everything he tells her to do. Give me another drink. Make me dinner. Shut those kids up. Your parents are so nice and sweet. I wish I had your dad.
Well, you can have him. You haven't seen them yelling at me when I drug mud in the house or when I leave my basketball out. You can have him. I'll just keep my mom.
You can't break them up. They're the perfect team. A dynamic duo, to put it into words you can understand. I hope I marry a man like your father. I'm serious. What are you going to look for in a wife?
I don't know. I'm a boy. I don't think about that type of stuff.
What about me? Would you consider marrying me?
No. Why would you marry me? You want to marry me.
I didn't say that.
Why not?
Because when you marry someone, you have to like kissing them.
You've kissed me.
But I didn't say I liked it. But that's because it wasn't long enough. So maybe if you kissed me again...
You would like it more?
Maybe. So do you want to kiss me again?
I've thought about it.
So is that better? It was only my second kiss ever, and I've lived with the same boy. So I don't have much to compare to it. Get back to me in 50 years, and I'll give you an answer. Why, you
You fell for it just like every other boy. And you didn't even see it coming. I hope you're not mad.
Mad? I guess I probably deserved it. I mean, I hustled you out of your first kiss. It's only fair you cheated me out of my second.
So we're even.
So who's gonna cheat who out of the third?
Who's saying there's going to be a third?
Well, let me ask you something. Of all your kisses, I mean, I know it hasn't been 50 years yet. Of all your kisses, which one's been the most memorable?
I would have to say Josh Crow. It was his father's boat. It was the 4th of July. There were fireworks going off in the air. And in other places too.
What if I promised you a kiss that would make you forget about all the others? Even Josh Crow.
I tell you that if you're man enough that... Morning.
Hey. What, are you leaving already?
I told my boss I'd be in this afternoon. I told you this yesterday.
Yeah, I guess, but...
Here. Here is my address and my cell phone and my home phone number. Now you can get a hold of me anytime you want.
So this is it? After everything we talked about last night, everything that happened, you're just gonna walk away?
John, I'm not just walking away. You don't know how hard life has been not knowing where you are, what you were doing, if you're okay. Now I know. You're okay. You're happy. If it makes you feel any better, Josh Crow was knocked off his pedestal last night. Checkout's at 11. You can stay here till then. I hope I get to hear from you.
Okay.
How you holding up?
Good. Better than I expected.
It's good. Sorry I didn't make it home last night.
That's okay. You two have a good time?
Yeah, we just stayed up talking about Dad and growing up and life. It's good to be able to get that out and share it with someone.
You needed that. You know, the entire time she was down here, she couldn't stop talking about you. Many nights we'd sit up looking at photo albums and yearbooks. She really cares a lot about you. We both do.
I know you do. And I care about the both of you too.
Would you ever consider moving back home? Closer to me and her? It would be nice to continue having a man around the house. I wouldn't charge you to live here. I never wanted to.
I know. I don't know. I've been doing really well for myself. I'm living in South Carolina. There's no trouble. I'm just afraid if I move back here, all kinds of things will start happening again.
Wishful thinking, I suppose.
I'll try to make it home more often. And I'll call you more to make sure you're doing okay. Yeah?
Is this the Callahan residence?
Yeah, what do you want?
My name is Gordon Kirby. I work for the Asheville Agency. I'm here in regards to the estate of Jack Callahan. May I come in?
Yeah, come on in.
Thank you.
Some lawyer or something about Dad.
Actually, I'm not a lawyer. I just look and act like one.
Hi.
Is there someplace we can all sit down?
Sure.
Mrs. Callahan, my name is Gordon Kirby, and I'm the insurance handler for your husband's life insurance policy. We have received all the paperwork that we need, so this should be short, simple, and sweet. Your husband left everything in his possession to you and gives you the discretion to distribute the property as you see fit. If you could sign the last page of that packet, please. It states that you take full responsibility of the possessions of Jack Callahan. Thank you. Good. Your husband owed no debts to the bank. Therefore, you are eligible to receive 100% of his policy without penalty. If you could sign there, please. Thank you. This is yours.
Is that right?
That's almost the full amount.
Almost.
There is another part to his will. I was getting to that. In his will, Jack Callahan wanted his son to have 10% of his life insurance policy. Your check, Mrs. Callahan, reflects the $25,000 that was deducted for this request. If you could sign there, please. Thank you. That's yours. Like I said, that was short and simple. Thank you for your time, and I'm truly sorry for your loss.
Thank you. You know, your father really loved you, but it's just too bad that this is the way he had to get it across to you.
Why did he do this? Is this his way of mocking me from the grave? Look, John, you have to take money from me even though I'm dead. I didn't ask for this, and I don't deserve it.
Just because you didn't work for it doesn't mean you don't deserve it. Your father worked hard for 40 years for that money. When you were a little boy, we both agreed that we would look after our children. Your father forgot that, but closer to the end, he had a change of heart. He always regretted the way that he treated you and the way things ended last time. Your father loved you, and he told me to tell you that the next time you came around. I wanted to apologize for what he said to you. He always regretted it, but life
Doesn't come with erasers. I remember you always used to say that. Make sure you get it right the first time because you may not have a second chance. I really screwed that up.
So did your father. Do you know why you fought so much? It was because you were more alike than you were ever willing to admit. As far as I'm concerned, you were the same person at 2 different ages. I saw so much of him in you. And at times I think he was jealous of you. He was the adventurous type, and in our day, families settled down and had children really young. He never had the opportunity to do the things you did, and I think he resented you for that. Part of him wished that he could have your life instead of his own. It's almost noon. You want something to eat?
Actually, I'm supposed to have lunch with Lloyd Fox. You gonna be okay?
Stop asking me if I'm gonna be okay. Go have lunch with your friend. I'll be here when you get back.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too, Johnny. And I'm glad you're home.
Hey, Joe. Nice to see you. Wonder if your wife knows.
Sorry I'm late.
Don't worry about it.
I had to go to the bank and the lines.
I didn't know what you drank, so I just got you some water.
Water's perfect.
Can I get you anything else to drink?
No thanks. Water's good for now.
Are you guys ready to order, or do you need a few?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
I'll have the grilled chicken salad.
Soup or side?
Baked potato, please.
Anything else?
No.
And for you?
I'm gonna have the 16-ounce steak, medium well.
Soup or side?
No thanks. I'm fine.
Okay.
Well, it's good to have you back in town. I just wish it was under better circumstances.
Tell me about it.
There's some rumors and bullshit going around about you. But I still think you need to come around a little bit more often. Hell, I don't even have anybody to go to Wings and Breast with me anymore.
Ever on Saturday nights?
Double-header hockey night. Twice the wings for the same price.
Man, those were the days. And we were stars in this town.
Yeah. Times change, don't they?
So, still go any of the football games anymore?
Not really. I used to help Coach Vidal with all the practices, but ever since he retired, I kind of stepped back.
It's too bad, man. I bet you taught those kids a lot.
Yeah. We came really close to state once. We lost to Richmond by 3 points.
Richmond? Didn't they win like 5 years in a row?
6. And we lost to them by 3 points.
And that's impressive.
Well, actually, you know what? I think they're playing tonight. Maybe we can go catch the game.
You know, I'd love to. But I think I'm probably going to be leaving tomorrow. I need to get back and take care of some things. And I should spend tonight with my mom.
Of course, I understand. Unless you want to take my advice and move back. What's so bad about living in this town? Sure, they'll talk about you, but they talk about everybody. They talk about me, for Christ's sakes. I mean, everybody gets talked about around here. I know stuff about everybody. You're not anything special.
It's not that.
Thank you. What is it?
I'm just afraid of looking like a failure.
A failure?
Like, I always said I was going to get out of this town, and I was going to be something big. If I come back now, it just gives them more fuel to talk about what a failure I am.
That's what you're worried about, being looked at as a failure. Look, people get talked about here all the time.
but it's all gossip. They're not going to talk about if you fail or if you succeed, man. They talk about who's cheating on their wife or who got caught looking at porn on the internet, who's stealing cable from their freaking neighbor. Jon moving home and living with his mom because of the situation that just happened. Nobody's going to care about it.
I know. I mean, I know you're right. I spent my whole life in this town, and I have memories here that I don't even want to remember. The further I'm away, the easier it is to forget. Those stories are all about Joe, right?
Yeah, actually they are. That's funny. Right. Okay, look. Don't care what people say or think about you. Do things for you, and you know what's right. I think you know you should move back home with your mom. She needs you now.
Oh, hell no. There's no way. Little Johnny's walking back in my bar? He'd be a fool. You got 2 seconds to say something that's going to save your life.
Got your money?
So 10 years and you finally got my money? Know what I was going to do if I found you? You're lucky I didn't know where you were going to be.
You mean to tell me you didn't know my father just died? And that his funeral was yesterday? I would have thought you were a little smarter than that. Or maybe you just had enough respect for my father not to do anything yesterday. Look, here's your money. Hope that settles things between us. It's $2,000 over 10 years, 5% compound interest, $3,257.79. Square?
Sure, kid, we're square. Come in anytime. Hell, let's have a drink and catch up.
Thanks. But I gotta go. I got some things I need to take care of.
Well, next time then. And your first round's on me.
I appreciate that. But I'm hoping there won't be a next time. The next bus leaves in about an hour, so I should probably get going.
Honey, let me drive you down to the station.
It's okay, it's just a couple blocks.
No, I insist. That way I can say the proper goodbye and I can make sure you get on the bus.
I'm not 10 years old anymore.
But you're still my son. And I just want to make sure you get on your bus. No matter how old you are, you'll always be my son. It's a parent thing. Someday you'll understand.
Okay. A ride would be good.
So do you think you'll call more often?
I'll do my best.
Please don't let it be another 4 years before I see you again. I might not be around in 4 years. These last few days have been so wonderful. I don't know what I would have done without your help.
It has been nice. Actually, I thought a lot about what you said. I'm gonna go back to Charleston and take care of some things. But I think I might, after that I might come back here and stay for a while. Depending on one other thing.
You put a real smile on my face today. Just the thought of you considering coming back makes me so happy.
We should probably get going.
Okay.
expected you home a few days ago. Where have you been?
I was at home with my mother.
Well, you not working sure doesn't help me pay the rent, does it?
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Oh, sure you will. What, are you gonna go play another night of pool? Gonna bring home someone else's money? Maybe I should just quit my job and sell my body for sex. How does that sound?
Ridiculous. I don't have to go play pool.
How do you even think you're gonna afford to help pay rent then? Were you even thinking about me at all while you were up there? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm so behind on so many bills, and I know you've been trying to help, but it's not enough. We're gonna have to move out of here.
How much do you need to get out of debt? Everything. The loans, rent, car payments, everything. How much do you need?
Let's see, maybe $7,500? Why, are you gonna give me that much money?
Most of it. I didn't realize how much it was. But I brought you a check for $7,000.
$7,000? How did you magically come up with this kind of money? Another long night of pool? Did you have a couple good hands at poker? Were you at the casino again? You know, you are addicted to gambling. You don't even care how much money you lose, and I can't take it. You're gonna have to choose between gambling and me. Right here, make up your mind.
I didn't win that money. It was part of what my father actually left me. And I want you to have it. Look, you're an amazing girl, and I want to make sure that you're being taken care of. I would have brought more if I had known things were so bad. I'll call you to see how you're doing.
Oh, wait. What do you think you're doing? You can't just leave.
I have to. I've learned a lot about myself this week. And I don't belong here. I'm not happy with everything about me. Thank you for everything you've done while I was here. I'll never forget it. And I'll always remember the good times we had together. Please just take the money, get yourself out of debt, start over. I'm sorry things didn't work out between us, but please don't let this end on bad terms. I really do care about you, and I hope you can see that. Just, I'm in love with someone else, and I think I probably have been since I was 8 years old. She's my soulmate. And I can't be true to us because she'd always be in my mind. Please answer the phone when I call. I do care about you, and I want to know that you're doing okay.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate the gift. It was fun while it lasted.
Was a time when I thought that I could go no further than the bus stop without worrying about the things you would think about me. Can you love me? Do you think it's impossible? Have I said too much? Have I gone too far? Have I gone too far? Will you love me? Hey, it's me again. Just wait a second so I can tell you what I think about you all the time. I'm trying to understand these teenage years that give me angst and depression. Can you love me? Do you think it's impossible? Have I said too much? Have I gone too far? since. Can you love me? Do you think it's impossible? Have I said too much? Have I gone too far? Have I gone too far? Have I gone too far? Will you love me? Will you love me?
This is definitely unexpected. Nice to see you. What brings you into town?
I broke things off with Melinda. I told her about you. I told her that I've had someone in my life since I was 8 years old that's made it worth living. I told her that I could never give her what she deserves because I'd always be thinking of you. I can't go through my life denying what I know is true. My father was right, and I was just too blind and stubborn to see it. The two things I regret most in life are never telling him that I was sorry and never listening when he told me that we were perfect for each other. My father was right. I think we're soulmates. And I think we owe it to ourselves to give that a chance. I love you, and I'm sorry that I've denied it to you and everyone else for so long. I love you, and I know I always have.
John. Oh, I don't know. I love you too.
That's great.
Please listen to me. I love you, and I always will. I can't do this. I can't be with you.
I don't understand. Is this about that boyfriend of yours?
No. No. It's just...
But well, why? Then... Do you even believe that we're soulmates?
I do. I believe it with every beat of my heart. I know we are.
Then why don't you want to be with me?
John, we are two totally different people coming from two totally different backgrounds and places in our life. It's not fair for you to ask me to change my life, and it's not fair for me to ask you to change your lifestyle. It's not fair to either of us.
Who cares about lifestyle? I just want to be with you. What about the other night in the hotel room?
That night was a lot of reminiscing and repressing emotions from the past. I didn't know that it would have this effect on both of us. That night was wonderful and amazing, and I'm happy that we shared it, but we are two totally different people. That night we got a chance to consummate something that has been growing in us for the past 20 years. We had an opportunity to leave the outside world and go back to our world where we used to spend nights together and play army men and have adventures. This was our last great adventure. It's a place where we've never gone before together, and a part of me has always wanted to go there with you. I'm afraid that this might destroy the friendship that we have. John, we've grown up. We have responsibilities. You have to take care of your mother and settle down and figure out what you want to do. And so do I. Please say something.
Kylie, I spent my whole life trying to deny my feelings for you. And now that my eyes are open, I just didn't expect this.
You know, I've never been really good at accepting what other people tell me is right. But I think this time you might be right. I know we don't make a whole lot of sense right now. But do you think the time's ever gonna be right for us?
Someday.
Someday, I can live with that.